BBC Radio Surrey, 104.6 FM. Jeff Draper with Family Favourites on BBC Radio Surrey. Steve Watts at lunchtime.
And thanks to John Smith, he'll be back again on the programme. Drive Time on BBC Radio Surrey. All you need to keep you up to date with the latest news of the day, traffic conditions in the county, weather and sport. Also, we'll throw in the best financial service every evening between 4 and 7, from the closing share prices to all the company results of the day. All that comes with a mix of conversation and music. And of course me, Claire Paul. Drive Time here at BBC Radio Surrey every Monday to Friday between 4 and 7.
Honestly.
Traffic and travel.
Write to BBC Radio Surrey, Broadcasting House, Guildford, GU2 5AP, or fax us on 0483 304 952.
BBC Radio Surrey on 0273 570057. Nick Simmons on BBC Radio Surrey.
Now, if you play your cards right, your next lunch could be on me. Hello, Steve Watts is the name, BBC Radio Surrey is the place, and 104.6 FM is the frequency. Monday to Friday, just after the midday news, I serve up a mixture of bright conversation, the weather wardens, the helpline, news of what's on in our area, and some great music too. If you've not tried What's for Lunch yet, make a date soon, here on BBC Radio Surrey.
Every 15 minutes we have road news, trains and tubes, buses and airport information. Drive Time on BBC Radio Surrey. First for travel.
News, travel, sport, finance, weather, plus discussion and analysis on the day's events.
Drive Time on BBC Radio Surrey, Monday to Friday, 4 till 7. Johnston on BBC Radio Surrey. Mike Bradshaw on BBC Radio Surrey.
BBC Radio Surrey with Claire Paul.
BBC Radio Surrey News, keeping you in touch throughout the day.
Good morning from John Terrett. The headlines at 7 o'clock.
It's 10 o'clock. This is Caroline Thompson.
The BBC headlines at 1 o'clock.
Now, with more on these points and the rest of the day's news, here's Rebecca Dalton.
Local, national and international stories, morning, noon and night. BBC Radio Surrey News gives you the complete picture on 104.6 FM.
Mike Buckingham on BBC Radio Surrey.
This is John Terrett with a reminder to wake up with me every Monday to Friday on BBC Radio Surrey. Between 6 and 9, hear a string of guests express their views on the day's news. BBC correspondents in Surrey, the UK and abroad, reporting events. And every 15 minutes, road, rail and air travel news to get you to work on time. The John Terrett Breakfast programme is becoming an early morning habit in Surrey. Join us Monday to Friday between 6 and 9.
Everybody's being very cheeky. You're listening to the BBC in Surrey, where you get a complete service. News and current affairs, with local, national and international stories on the hour, and extended news bulletins during our breakfast and drive time programmes. Travel, simply the best. We have public transport and road information every 15 minutes at peak times and on the hour throughout the rest of the day. The Helpline is broadcast Monday to Friday lunchtimes. If you're a charity, a voluntary organisation or a non-profit making group and you either have help to offer or you're looking for it, we can help to put you in touch with the right people in Surrey. The What's On service. If it's happening in our county, we want to know about it and we'll pass the news on to the rest of Surrey. There's finance, sport, weather and much, much more. And beside all that, we're your BBC, so we want to hear from you. If you want to get in touch, drop us a line to BBC Radio Surrey, Broadcasting House, Guildford, GU2 5AP. Or ring us on 0483 306666. We're your BBC, we're in your county, and we're here to offer you a complete service on 104.6 FM. Your weekend's brighter and more informed when you listen to BBC Radio Surrey. And what's more, we start bright and early on Saturday morning at 7 when Stuart McIntosh presents Spare Time. Stuart has 3 hours packed with ideas as to how you can spend yours. I'm Steve Watts, and I take over at 10 when we talk about all the good things in life. Food, theatre, cinema, books and much, much more. And our radio car is out and about around our county, reporting on events far and wide. Turning to Sunday mornings when the Sunday Best team are with you between 7 and 9. They look at the events and issues of the week with a more religious perspective. And then between 9 and 12, it's Nick Simmons with 3 hours of music and conversation to ease you through your Sunday morning. Plus, there's news and travel on the hour. So you see, it really is a brighter and more informative weekend when you choose BBC Radio Surrey.
Call Nick Simmons on 0483 306666.
Mike Mendoza on BBC Radio Surrey. Phone now on 0273 570057.
If you've got something to say, then call Julian Clegg now on 0273 570057.
Your guide to weekday listening here on BBC Radio Surrey. And Monday to Friday we start bright and early with the John Terrett Breakfast programme. 3 hours of news and information between 6 and 9 to set the agenda for the day ahead. Between 9 and 12, Julian Clegg invites you to phone in with your say on the issues of the day. Plus, there's his unique Hit the Headlines quiz. I'm Steve Watts, and I'm with you at midday for an hour of conversation with Surrey people. And then between 1 and 2, join Ian Collington. 2 till 4, the phones are yours once again on consumer issues with Miranda Birch. And then rounding things off between 4 and 7, we get you home in style with Drive Time. There's news every half hour, travel news every 15 minutes, plus finance, sport and weather. BBC Radio Surrey, more news and more talk on 104.6 FM. Right to John Hunt, BBC Radio Surrey, Broadcasting House, Guildford, GU2 5AP. John Hunt on BBC Radio Surrey.
That was How We Worked Then, presented by Philippa Dolly. And hopefully Philippa will be back with us next Sunday afternoon between midday and 2. It's 27 minutes to 2 and you're listening to BBC Local Radio.
Drive Time with Steve Watts. Local, national and world news on 104.6 FM. This is BBC Radio Surrey. 104.6 FM. This is BBC Radio Surrey. BBC Radio Surrey, keeping you in touch with all the day's news. 0483 306666.
0483 306666.
Steve Watts on BBC Radio Surrey.
So it's late.
BBC Radio Surrey, 104.6 FM. If it's happening in Surrey, you'll hear it on 104.6 FM. BBC Radio Surrey. When it comes to news, make BBC Radio Surrey your first choice. Setting the agenda and setting the pace, our breakfast programme with Tim Humphrey gets you off to the right start from 6 till 9 every weekday morning. Throughout the day, you'll hear 5 minutes of news on the hour with an extended update at 1 o'clock, including finance and sport. Then at 5 p.m, it's Surrey PM. Give us 60 minutes of your time and we'll give you the most comprehensive programme of news and information anywhere, with local, national and world stories. When it comes to news, BBC Radio Surrey means business. Tune in and hear for yourself on 104.6 FM.
From 6 until 9 each weekday morning, you can switch on to the BBC Radio Surrey breakfast programme for the best in local, national and international news. We report the stories, speak to the people making the news and have regular checks on sport, business, weather and travel. For the best possible start to your day, join me, Tim Humphrey, between 6 and 9 each weekday morning on BBC Radio Surrey, 104.6 FM.
BBC Radio Surrey.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to move a 79-metre long, 2,045-tonne bridge 1.5 miles down the M4 without dropping it. How do you go about it? And what do you do when it gets stuck, cutting off the main road into Wales on St David's Day? My guest on Sunday Best this week, Alan Smith, will give you all the answers, and he'll explain how he narrowly averted the biggest public relations disaster in Britain for the last 20 years. So join him and me, Brian Shands, this Sunday morning between 7 and 9 on BBC Radio Surrey for a hair-raising Sunday Best.
Steve Watts on BBC Radio Surrey.
Hello, and if you like a brighter, fresher, more informative kind of radio, then join me weekday evenings between 4 and 7. We have lots of entertainment information with regular listings of theatre, video, music and television, as well as events from our Radio Surrey diary. There's lots of information, from travel to sport, weather to finance, and your chance to win prizes each evening in our Mystery Voice competition. And then in the middle hour between 5 and 6, I'm joined by my colleagues from the newsroom for 60 minutes of local, national and world news in Surrey PM. There's music, features and conversation too. So if you want more news, more information and more stimulation, join me. Weekdays 4 till 7. If you want to be kept fully in the picture, choose BBC Radio Surrey here on 104.6 FM. Weekdays, our breakfast programme is on the air with Tim Humphrey between 6 and 9. Stuart McIntosh entertains you with lunch at midday. And I'm Steve Watts, with you weekday evenings between 4 and 7. Throughout the day, you'll hear more of Surrey on BBC Radio Surrey, 104.6 FM.
Local, national and world news on 104.6 FM. This is BBC Radio Surrey. On 104.6 FM. This is BBC Radio Surrey. BBC Radio Surrey. More news and more talk on 104.6 FM.
And good evening from Steve Watts.
Keeping you in touch with all the day's news. This is BBC Radio Surrey. The BBC Radio Surrey Diary. Write to BBC Radio Surrey, Broadcasting House, Guildford, GU2 5AP. Or fax us on 0483 304 952.
Yes, that will do nicely. We would love to hear from you. Okay.
Tim Humphrey on BBC Radio Surrey. BBC Radio Surrey, 104.6 FM. Sport on BBC Radio Surrey.
Radio Surrey.
Tea Time Conversation on BBC Radio Surrey.
Yes.
Lunchtime with Stuart McIntosh on BBC Radio Surrey.
There's never enough time to do the things you like. From Monday, we'll be making sure there is. I'm John Hunt, and I'll be with you from 5 with Daybreak.
I'm Tim Humphrey, and I'll be here from 6 with the morning news. It's a new-look breakfast programme that'll set you up for the day.
Then at 9:30, it's me, Julian Clegg, with more time to get to grips with the issues that affect us all.
The lunchtime news starts at 1. I'm Steve Watts, and I'll be bringing you a new 30-minute roundup of all you need to know from around the county and around the world.
At 1:30, I take over. I'm Philippa Dolly, and in my new afternoon show, we'll discover together what makes the counties tick.
And I'll be back at 5 with the evening news. In 60 minutes, we'll ensure you're fully briefed on the comings and goings in Surrey, Britain and around the world.
This is Kevin Hulls, the new voice with mid-evening listening. Please join me from 7.
And what better way to end the day than with more late-night conversation with me, Ian Cullington, from 10 until 1.
So, from this Monday, there's going to be a lot more time to spend with the county's favourite presenters.
Steve on BBC Radio Surrey. BBC Radio Surrey, 104.6 FM. Write to BBC Radio Surrey, Broadcasting House, Guildford, GU2 5AP. BBC Radio Surrey Travel News. More in 15 minutes. The Evening News on BBC Radio Surrey. Finance on BBC Radio Surrey. News and information for Surrey. The Evening News from the BBC. In Farnham, Caterham, Dorking and across the county, this is BBC Radio Surrey News. Call BBC Radio Surrey now on 0483 306666.
Yes.
BBC Radio Surrey, 104.6 FM.
Well, as you know...